Chris Burrows up a game.
Oh.
The one with acidic slime in his main deck.
Mark Kelso. Come on, pull it together. Blood Baron or bust.
Yeah. I see both players rolling a bunch of dice, having a good time, waiting for us to give them the green light here. So we're going to be underway here for game number 2. Godless Shrine here for Kelso, since he will be on the play. Overgrown Tomb just for Burrows.
And Avison's Pilgrim will start off the acceleration for Mark Kelso. Chris Burrows is going to go with a not Farseek Mulch.
So Temple Garden, Abrupt Decay, Forest, and excuse me, Arbor Elf, not Avison's Pilgrim. So those 2 spells will go to the graveyard, 2 lands will go to Burrows' Grip. But the thing that's important here is that Kelso has the mana acceleration, so that means he's basically a full turn ahead, even though Burrows does discard an Angel of Serenity.
He gets to discard.
Yes, actually a pretty big deal.
Yeah. So the mulch hitting 2 lands there was very relevant for getting the Angel of Serenity in the graveyard.
The big thing in this matchup, Riki, is the first one to cast Acidic Slime. You know, that I've seen this a lot in these mirror matches. Is Acidic Slime, you know, it takes care of a land, it sets the Junk Reanimator opponent back who gets slimed even farther. Then you see Restoration Angel come into play. Then you see, you know, Unburial Rites on maybe another Acidic Slime, or Unburial Rites on a Restoration Angel, blinking the Acidic Slime, and the Junk Reanimator player can never catch up. And I think that's what may end up happening this game.
Right here, turn 5, turn 4.
Kelso can't cast that fast enough.
Slime time on the Temple Garden.
So here's a Grizzly Savage, going to turn over a Restoration Angel, an Obsidat, a Garruk Relentless, a Cavern of Souls, and a Forest. Not the best.
Not the best, not the worst. But a lot of it depends on what Mark Kelso is going to do for a follow-up. If he just chains the slimes or the Restoration Angels to rebuy the slimes, as you've been saying. Chris Burrows only has 2 lands. He has not gotten off a Farseek or a Mana Elf. Gotta take the land.
He's going to take Cavern of Souls in the land too, which is a little bit interesting. Makes you wonder why he chooses that instead of maybe a basic land, because Cavern of Souls does open some things up, but it also restricts you a little bit too.
I'm guessing he named Angel there because he's currently left with 2 green-black lands and needs access to some white mana for his Angels.
So Kelso's going to start his turn off by mulching. So the top 4 cards for him are Grizzly Savage, Restoration Angel, Forest, and a Thragtusk. Immediately takes the land. It's going to pass the turn back.
Only 1 land in that mulch package, but he does put some creatures in his graveyard.
Here comes the old slime ball. And now Restoration Angel, probably to blink it. Yep.
Wow.
This isn't the first time I've seen this. Trust me.
So he blinks the Acidic Slime, blows up the Overgrown Tomb. That's going to cut off various things here. Now the Buddy Lands don't work for Chris Burrows, is 1. He has a Forest instead.
But I mean, it just really just... You know, Acidic Slime doesn't provide this insane clock, but it just makes it difficult for Burrows to ever get his head, you know, above water, because now he just has to keep casting these 2 mana cards. He gets to cast another Grizzly Savage in his main phase. You're going to see Abrupt Decay, Overgrown Tomb, Gristlebrand, Mulch, and Obsidat Ghost Council. Again, none of that stuff is all that exciting because it doesn't matter really what he turns over unless he can actually get to 4 mana, which Kelso is trying desperately not to let him do.
So, Cedric.
Yes, sir. Ooh, I like it.
I've got a scoring update. I hope I don't get sued by ESPN for that. But I have an update. We were wrong. The other match, Mike Franks with Nia Blitz and John Wallace, we thought Mike Franks had the advantage.
Yeah.
John Wallace with the Jund deck takes it 2-1 to move on to the semifinals.
So John Wallace ends up winning in 3. John Wallace was your 5 seed, so I was a little scared that he would not be able to come back with Franks on the plate with Nia Blitz, but he'll be playing tomorrow against Van Hexproof.
And here we go. Same verse as the first and second.
Yep.
Mark Kelso follows up with Restoration Angel on Acidic Slime yet again.
Surprise, surprise.
Takes out the Woodland Cemetery, now cutting Chris Burrows off of black mana completely. and there's not much that can be done here from this position.
Yeah, there's no way to come back. This is exactly what, when you're in the Junk Random Mirror, this is exactly what you want to happen. You just want to cut their mana. Part of the reason that Brian Brundwin and Chris Van Meter move towards Garruk Relentless is because when you're on the play, you're able to actually play Garruk to be able to kill a mana dork and cut their mana that way and actually stay ahead or catch back up. Now you see Acidic Slime basically playing the same role. It allows Kelso, because he's on the play, to stay ahead and never let Burrows catch back up. That's the big problem here for Burrows, is now if he ever does catch back up, what can he actually do that Kelso even cares about? Kelso's looking in his graveyard, he's got barrel rights down there, he's got all of his engines online, so he can actually just
9
play.
power on the board.
Yeah, he got 9 power on the board if he wants to use that too. Putting Burrows down with attack for 8, down to 3.
So a single Restoration Angel is lethal, and
Yeah, how about add 5 more power to the board?
How about an Angel Surrender?
Yeah.
Didn't even need to target anything, just a 5/5 flyer.
So Kelso's going to tie it up. We're moving on to game number 3 here. If you guys are just joining us, Cedric Phillips, Ricky Ayashi, SCG Open Series has made it here to the Origins Game Fair in Columbus, Ohio. We appreciate you guys staying with us all evening long, depending on where you are. We are in the Eastern Time Zone, so it's 11:05 right now. But we are winding down here. We've made it through 10 rounds of Swiss. We've in our quarterfinals right now. You can join us on Twitter at SCG Live, hashtag SCGCOL, for the remainder of today. And don't forget, we do have those 3 months of premium to give away as well. So stick with us through this 3rd and final game of our quarterfinals for tonight.
So I just want to recap for the people at home what's happened in our other 3 quarterfinal matches.
Okay.
On camera, before we move to this match, we saw Adam Johnson with the red-green aggro deck take down Andrew Shrout playing Prime Speaker Bant. In the other matches, Stephen Durham, the #1 seed with the Bant Hexproof with a Johnny Caller the Pride, easily in like 15 minutes took it 2-0 over Adam Minear playing Black-Green Zombies. As you said, a deck that does not block.
No, plays no defense.
The other quarterfinal match, John Wallace playing Jund defeated Mike Franks 2-1. Mike Franks was on the Naya Blitz deck. So this is the last quarterfinal match, game 3. They're looking again at their sideboards because this matchup, the player draw,
It's so huge.
yeah,
It is so big.
you've been talking about this acidic slime advantage and getting the acidic slimes down, cutting off the acceleration. Now, who's got the Garruk Relentless as you were talking about?
So the Garruks belong to Chris Burrows. So Chris Burrows has 2 more Garruks, or excuse me, 2 Garruks that he can board in, along with 3 acidic slimes to start. So, you know, that's the big thing here for Chris, is that he does have a lot of, you know, ways to actually take the advantage back. The other thing, though, here is that he does not have Farseek. That's one of the things I actually like about Kelso's deck list, is that Farseek, it allows you, where if you don't have a turn 1 mana dork, it allows you to actually still keep pace, but your Farseek cannot be killed by a Garruk Relentless.
Right.
That's the thing I like a lot, or Abrupticate or what have you, so the opponent can actually keep pace with you or pull farther ahead. I think that's the reason that you see people moving towards Farseek, this influx of Pillar and Flame, because of Voice of Resurgence. There's a little splash damage that happens to Junk Reanimator as a result. By playing Farseek and moving away from one of those mana accelerants, be it Arbor Elf or Absence Pilgrim, whichever one you decide, makes it so that you do not receive that splash damage so much from Pillar of Flame and Tragic Slip and those early spot removal spells.
Okay, so we've got opening hands here.
Burrows is happy, but Kelso is not. Now, one thing that I do bring up oftentimes about Junk Reanimator is that even though you do have to take a mulligan, as Kelso is doing right now, 1, he's on the draw, so it's not the end of the world, but 2, this is a deck that mulligans quite well, Luigi. With Mulch and Grizzly Salvage in the deck, and cards that you actually do want in your graveyard in the first place, this is a deck actually mulligans quite well.
Mulch is one of the best equalizers
Yes.
for kind of anti-mulligan technology.
It's scary when this deck actually gets to keep 7 cards. That's the scary thing, is when it doesn't have to mulligan. That means its hand is probably pretty good, and they can, have its draws with Mulch, with, its mana accelerants, with Grizzly Salvage, and start reanimating things way ahead of schedule. That's where the deck is frightening.
And there on Mark Kelso's side, we see the head judge of this tournament, Daniel Kitachewski. He's a level 3 judge from France. Came over for the Origins Game Fair I think he landed on Wednesday, hung out for a couple of days, and he is actually spending the following month doing US GPs out
Okay,
here.
I was hoping it wasn't coming here and then
No.
flying back, because that would be insane. As we see Burrows of the Mulch turning over an Absence Pilgrim, a Temple Guard, a Fiend Hunter, and another Absence Pilgrim. So, one for one.
Just the one land, and he dumps some creatures that he does not really care to reanimate.
Yeah.
Maybe the Fiend Hunter at some point.
Now, does Kelso have a Farseek to pull ahead or a Mana Accelerant? That's what I want to know. And he does
He has
not.
nothing. He could still have Grizzly Salvage, but passes the turn. Okay. So neither player accelerating. That means Chris Burrows has the serve. He's on the play.
Oh, there's your Grizzly Salvage you spoke of. Sun Petal Grove, Unburial Rites, Absence Pilgrim, Blood Baron of Vescopa, and Woodland Cemetery.
Blood Baron. Make it happen. Make it rain blood.
So now what to take? He's going to take...
It doesn't matter what you take. You're putting the Blood Baron and the Unburial Rites in your graveyard. That's where you want him. He takes the Sun Petal Grove. Okay, good. Gets the land.
Draws a Farseek. That's a pretty good draw.
So did
Boy,
not
is
have
that
it
a
on
good
turn
draw.
2, but he's got it on turn 3.
And it's so much more important that that card is Farseek and not a Mana Accelerant. It's such a big deal because I believe Burrows has a Garruk Relentless in his hand, and so he can't actually fight, kill that, and keep pressing his advantage. So it being Farseek is so huge here for Kelso.
Gets the Godless Shrine. Follows up with an Overgrown Tomb. So now, threatening Acidic Slimes next turn is Mark Kelso. Chris Burrows, how is he going to respond? How is he going to get himself out of this situation? Mark Kelso mulligan to 6, liked his 6-card hand.
And there is Garruk Relentless. So had Kelso taken that Absence Pilgrim and used that to try to be his way to accelerate, this thing would have eaten it alive. It would have turned to Garruk the Veil Cursed. Then Chris Burrows has a tutoring engine online to start finding his acidic slimes, maybe even old Gristle Dad. You know, he could do a lot of different things with it, but now he's just saying, all right, make a wolf, your turn.
Did you say Gristle Dad?
I did.
All right.
He's a grizzled veteran.
You heard it here. Gristle Dad.
You see Kelso draw a forest, plays a Sun Petal Grove, and I would be very surprised if he's not slime timing right away here.
And what can he cut off here? He can cut off the white mana on that Temple Garden.
It's just so important to just cut their mana. Like cutting a color is obviously great, but just to set them back a turn, just setting their mana back a turn so they can't cast Thragtusk and hardcast and Burial Rites and do all the other nonsense that this deck does. Just setting them back is just something they don't ever want to have happen. And so now Burrows is going to have to cast a Grizzly Salvage, turns over Restoration Angel, Sun Petal Grove, Temple Garden, Forest, and Deathrite Shaman.
That's an interesting card right there. I don't think... Can he afford to take that Deathrite Shaman?
That's a pretty tough decision. Looks like he's just going to take the white land.
To take the land, yeah. He needs that white mana. Puts the Deathrite Shaman into the graveyard with the other cards.
Alright.
Gonna make another wolf.
Is he just going to pass the turn?
Why
Well, I
not?
mean,
Why not
gotta play
fight
that
right
land.
there?
Yeah, see, I think you want to fight too. I think you want to get that off. But here's the thing: which card do you want to play around? Do you want to play around Restoration Angel on Acidic Slime, or do you want to play around Unburial Rites? Because if you fight it and he has Unburial Rites, blah.
Well, he's got the Unburial Rites in the graveyard already.
Sure.
So that's a known quantity. I think you force him to use that.
Okay.
But instead, he just plays a land, makes a wolf.
Because I'm with you. I kind of like fighting there too. I also kind of just like flipping I like flipping my creature into Garruk the Veil Curse and being able to start tuning up my own acidic slimes or just tutoring up something. I don't like the fact that my opponent is just having free reign with his lands.
Here we go. Restoration Angel, blinking acidic slime, taking out another land, takes out the Overgrown Tomb, one of them.
And see, my ultimate fear here is that, 2/2s in this matchup aren't incredibly relevant. Like, how relevant are these wolf tokens right now?
all they're really doing is holding the acidic slime at
Yeah.
bay from attacking. So not very relevant.
But you know, a Garrick the Veil Curse, if that flips, he can actually start tutoring for things and actually, you know, do something a little bit more relevant. Whereas now, you know,
He fights.
He's gonna
so
fight now.
He realizes, but this is the wrong time to fight now,
Yeah.
because he still has that unburial rights. So if he had fought last turn, forced him to use the unburial rights, he would have potentially lost one less land.
Yeah. And also, I mean, the important thing too is that the Restoration Angel will not be on the table because Restoration Angel is just threatening to kill the Garrick the Veil Cursed.
Yeah.
That's the big one.
And here Chris Burrows is going to most likely lose that Sun Petal Grove. He's going to lose the Garrick Veil Cursed.
Oh, unless there's a Restoration Angel.
Oh.
What there is, okay. So, gonna block. Got a bunch of mana. So this is just going to be that Hardcast and Burial Rights. Yep. Get this
Gonna
back.
keep attacking the lands.
Yep.
That is the third land that this acidic slime has destroyed.
How?
Chris Burrows fighting for his life here, fighting to keep pace with the acidic slime.
It's like a repeat performance of game number 2.
Yeah, but he's got a little more time here. He does not have as much pressure on the board.
Gonna make a Death Touch Wolf token.
See, I like what you were saying about the tutoring ability there. I might have just gone and tutored for a mana dork because he's fallen behind here.
Mhm.
He needs to do something. He needs to get back into this game, and the way he does that is with more mana. He can't do anything right now.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to get a little bit fortunate to get back into this game. You know, he needs Kelso to get a little bit unlucky, maybe brick off a bunch. But again, whatever it takes. That's basically my approach. Is, you know, if that's what needs to happen, that's what needs to happen. You see Kelso's hand up on Burial Rights and Fiend Hunter right now, so he can Fiend Hunter away that Restoration Angel, but you're going to see a block, and
So, yeah, Kelso.
just gonna get slimed again.
Yeah, Kelso attacks the Garrick, forcing Chris to block and trade with the Death
Mhm.
Touch Wolf, and has another unburial rights from his hand.
And he also has 2 in his graveyard too, and I like him casting the 1 from his hand so that he can actually cast 2 from his graveyard in the same turn. So I actually like that play a lot.
Now Chris Burrows plays another land. He's still stuck on 3. Makes a Death Touch Wolf. That's not going to do it. The same thing is going to happen. Mark Kelso is going to attack Garrick with that acidic slime, force a trade, use unburial rights, destroy a land. This is just a cycle, a spinning cycle.
Yeah, but while all of this is happening, Kelso's getting a brand new draw step every turn, so it can actually strengthen his
Yeah,
decisions.
he's adding to his board in
Mhm.
lands, and pretty soon he's going to have the ability to do something crazy.
So here's a Fiend Hunter. Get rid of that Restoration Angel. Kelso's decided, all right, it's about time that this Garrick the Veil Cursed got off my table.
So attack Garrick with the Restoration Angel. No?
I think he's going to attack Garrick. He wants to make sure he knows what it does, so we'll bring it up on the screen for you guys. Garrick the Veil Curse. There's a tutoring ability. There's, of course, the pumping out the old Death Touch tokens, and then there's the ultimate, which no one knows what it does.
I don't know what it does.
Yeah, most people don't even know that it's -3. But creatures you control gain trample and get +X/+X, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So rarely do you see a game 1 with the Garrick the Veil Curse's ultimate, but it's always nice to make sure that you know what it does. And now Blood Baron's in play, so you're probably pretty happy.
I'm not that happy because it doesn't matter that much. I'm happy to see it, but at this point, as you said, the acidic slime has done most of the damage here to Chris Burrows.
Well, who's the boss? Acidic Slime is the boss. Acidic Slime is the one who does all the work. That was a bad pun.
That was.
I'm no Luis, but I try.
And all I can think now is Restoration Angel is Angela.
Here's a mulch. Here's 7 mana. Sever the bloodline from the mulch. Bye wolf tokens.
All 3 of them, right? No, wait.
Hey, you're the judge.
What is sever the bloodline? Is it name or is it?
It is name.
Okay, so it should be all 3 of them. They're all wolves, right?
Is it all 3? Yeah, they're just different types of wolves, but they're all the same wolf.
So we're gonna check with the spotter here.
That's a fun interaction.
All right, there's the spotter's hand. He says,
Yeah.
"Hey, I just want to make sure Sever the bloodline. Let's take a look at that card. Let's take a look at these wolves.
We'll bring Sever up on our screen for you guys as well, because this is certainly something that doesn't happen very often.
It doesn't, but I love it when it does.
Yeah. Exile target creature and all other creatures with the same name.
That's right.
They're all named Wolf.
They're all named Wolf, just like the Worm tokens, Worm Coil Engine. Both of them are named Worm.
Yeah. So that's
there we go.
That's a little insult to injury there. That's what that
I mean,
is.
you got to play by the rules. I'm sorry. Them's the rules.
So our board state's all good to go. Sever is a 3-for-1. Kelso's going to play a Temple Garden, pass the turn back, and for all of you Chris Burrows fans out there,
unless he has a damnation here, and if he does, we're going to get the head judge to investigate his
we're going to
deck.
we'll call you and send you over there. Let you take care of the damnation.
You know, it's funny. Damnation, there was a player who had a damnation in his deck at the Future Sight pre-release. If you recall, Planar Chaos, there were no Planar Chaos packs at the Future Sight pre-release.
I do recall.
Yeah. So it was a very easy investigation. Like, you added this card to your pool. He's like, yeah, I did.
Yeah. Wow, that's insane.
So a very bold cheat and not very intelligent there.
No, you can't get anything by you. No.
That was not me. That was Toby Elliott.
Well,
he was
I
on
know you
top of
can't
that.
get anything by Toby. So as Chris Burrows looks through his options in his hand and realizes that he's in a world of trouble, Kelso's going to untap. He's going to draw. He's going to cast another acidic slime.
Now that was just unnecessary, I feel. I mean, I guess he's doing it. I don't know. He doesn't even have Restoration Angel mana.
The thing that Burrows can do is he can actually Abrupt Decay the Fiend Hunter. Yeah.
Okay.
Get his Restoration Angel back. And actually do some sort of blocking here. The funny thing is that he can't. So Kelso's going to attack with all of his guys. Can't block the Blood Baron.
Nope.
Blocking Acidic Slime kills your Restoration Angel and allows me to Burial Right something, or I can just Unburial Rights this. Get that.
Boom.
Kill you. And that's exactly what Mark Kelso does. So, Chris Burrows is going to end up being the loser here. And Mark Kelso will be playing on tomorrow. 2 Open Series wins already in his career, and he's looking for a 3rd. We got 1 Junk Reanimator pushing along. Congratulations to Mark, and we'll see him tomorrow morning.
That's right. He's going to be playing against Adam Johnson, who we saw with his red-green aggro deck.
Yep.
Dispatch Andrew Shroud.
Yeah.
Very, very quickly. It was not even close, was it?
Not. I like to say that it was close, but
That wasn't close.
But everyone watched at home, so it was not.
We know
close.
the truth.
Yeah, it was not close. It was not.
And then on the other